speaker.
Dale Fellows.
Thank you, Madam President, the board members, superintendent, the treasurer, and fellow citizens and educators. I had the opportunity to be at your meeting last month where you swore in the new board members and that, and I thought it was something worth noting that you don't want to minimize the fact that they have been elected and you have all been elected. So I think it was a good thing to see some community engagement there from other people, and some elected officials that showed up I thought should have been recognized. John Pleshnik, who's our county commissioner, Chris Galloway, who's our county auditor, who did do one of the swearing-in ceremonies, and Chris Kraniak, who's the Eastlake City Councilwoman. So I thought it was worthy of noting that, but also to, again, reiterate the importance of having those ceremonies for people who are newly elected, because it is a big deal to be elected. For some other things I thought I'd note in observing the meeting. I know you mentioned at one point a bullying policy, and I think that's something that the board can certainly set a tone on, as well as administration in their actions and the way they deal with each other. That would be a good thing. I did hear you talked about, from a practical standpoint, economics and American history. I was an econ major myself, and I thought it was interesting to note that you had split those off to give some real emphasis on economics, which is great, and American history, which is my real passion, and to make sure that those are taught as and given the emphasis that they should have. On a little bit of a lesser note, tonight, and I observed it at the last meeting, the Pledge of Allegiance is one of my little pet peeves as a longtime Boy Scout and others, that there actually is no pause and there's no comma between one nation under God. It is one phrase. And if you look it up, you go to the visitor center in the Capitol, you'll see that there is no comma. So when you do the Pledge of Allegiance, and that it should be one nation under God, all in one phrase. And my last point, which is probably the most important, is I've been on numerous boards and commissions. I've had positions in the county as county commissioner and others where I've appointed many board members to boards. And this is something that I talk to board members all the time and make mention and reiterate to them as board members, is your role and responsibility. Your role and responsibility is to set the policies. Your role then becomes hiring the CEO and the administration to carry out your policies, and then hold those people accountable for your policies. So I just wanted to reiterate that, because it's important, I think, across the county, as I've done this for many, many, many years to other boards and commissions, is just to make sure they remember what their roles and responsibilities are. Because after all, I've seen too many times where boards abdicate their roles and responsibilities to their CEO, and at that point, what do you need the board for? You just hire the CEO. So that was my final point. Thank you for your indulgence.
Thank you.